and we will see how it goes. All right, I think I am back on live on the Facebook one, and there's obviously no comments at the moment because nobody's following that one yet. Hello, those who are just joining on with the Zoom call as well. Welcome to you all. Lovely to see you. Seeing regular friends from Fife, from London, from Gisborough. Christine, you're on. Friends joining from Germany. And people returning on the Facebook Live. Okay, I had to restart that just because I wasn't seeing any of the comments coming up, and unfortunately I'm still sort of looking at the same screen, so maybe let's see how it works on here. Okay, brilliant. So thanks for those who have rejoined us on the Facebook Live. We've got half of you back on there, and I know a couple of you. I can see the comments on the computer screen. I'm going to work out some way of being able to see all of it in one go. This will be a challenge. Excellent. So if I bring that over there, then I can. Let's see, I know what we can do. If I bring that over like that, bring that over to there, and bring that over there. Amazing. I've worked out some way of being able to see all of the chats in one go. So yeah, hello those joining in from Aberdeenshire and Gisborough, those joining in from London. I can see those on the on Facebook one for who's joining there. Lauren saying it's dropping out. We had some real games a couple of weeks ago with the signal with it, but the internet dropped out completely on the Facebook Live one. I think maybe about half an hour into it, and in the days afterwards, walking up and down the street, there were lorries, vans, with all sorts of different telecoms people who were digging up the road and things like that. So I think that might have been the problem. They finished last week, so hopefully, let's fingers crossed. That means that all of those issues are sorted, and it's just the usual. We're really stretching the bandwidth here with these two. But fantastic now that everyone's getting back onto the Facebook Live and getting onto the Zoom call. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll kind of repeat the little bit of advice that I'd said before, because there was a couple of people who have messaged me beforehand and said I can only make a little bit, or I need to nip out at some point. When we start in just a little while, in just a few minutes, we're going to just take a moment just to really centre and ground ourselves, just to help kind of release anything from the busyness of the day and be able to focus on where we are here now in doing this. When we finish the whole evening, we have kind of a moment where we do, again, just kind of give out that gratitude and have that moment just to centre ourselves. And if you need to nip out beforehand or in between, good practice just to take a moment, just to bring yourself back to your breath, breathe right down into your belly, just to centre yourself with your breath, just so that when you go on to do the other things, you're not half still in the energy of the drumming that we've been doing. So just I'll do my best to remind throughout all of this as well, just being a little bit specific on that as we go on. So right, fantastic. I can see people arriving now, and I can see the comments on there. I can see that we've got almost everybody back on the Facebook Live, and we're all good there on the Zoom. So for For those who are joining in with the Zoom, who's joining in with drums with us? Show us your drums. Oh, I've just heard Heidi running around. There she is. Excellent. So those who are joining in with your drums, join in this evening with that. Those who are without drums, join in just with an open heart, just to connect in with what we're doing within these drum meditations. Join in with the focus and intention of it. In the background there, you can hear Heidi barking. A regular feature on these Tuesday drumming circles. She's usually very quiet, but as I've kind of said on the last couple, now that the evenings have really drawn out and it's busy outside, there's lots of interesting things to get going on that she might have a little bark at. So you know, she usually quietens down when the drumming starts, but just in case you hear a dog barking in the background, that's Heidi. All right, fantastic. People joining in from Cheshire, from Winchester. Wonderful, wonderful. So for all of us that are here, and people will continue to join in as the notification goes out and around. But let's begin. Let's begin just to kind of focus ourselves on this evening, just to centre ourselves and ground ourselves. And yeah, this is something that we may be used to, but as I've mentioned, it's more important to give a little bit of extra focus on it now when we're doing these groups online, because we've, you know, maybe just walked from one room to another. We may have just opened up the laptop, or we may have even just flicked over from looking at anything else on the news feed. Let's just take a moment for ourselves, because we're not making the physical journey from home to wherever we might meet in gatherings for drumming, and just take that moment to make that journey for ourselves, as it were, within, just to separate what we're doing this evening from the busyness and rushing around of our day. If you have incense at home and you're somebody who does use incenses as a smudge, good time to do that. Those are a good way just to cleanse and centre and focus ourselves. But all of us can just do that with the breath as well. And just taking some conscious deep breaths. Breathing down into our belly. Just breathing down a little bit deeper than we would be normally. And doing that as well with just letting your belly fill out as you take a deep breath, so you really, really draw that breath deep into yourself. And with these grounding breaths, just really centre yourself. Breathe all of that awareness into your body, into all the way down into your fingers, hips and your toes. And if you're a visual person, if you work with visualizations a lot, it may help as well to visualize as if you were a tree and you're breathing in through branches and leaves, breathing down through a solid trunk. And as you breathe in deep and breathe out, it's out through roots going down into the earth. Roots pushing down through the soil, through the earth, around the sand and stone. And even drawing that grounding energy up as breathing in through those roots, drawing that back up through yourself, and breathing out through those branches and leaves, just as a way to centre and ground and connect yourself. And I'll also be lighting incense here. Smudge incense, just as it's what helps me centre and connect and focus and clear away anything else that's been rolling around in my mind or fluttering in my stomach throughout the day. Just by passing the incense around, I can let go of that from the day and just be here. And this I'm lighting for myself, but also for the whole of the circle. And we invite the spirit of sage and the spirit of the plants just to help us all centre and ground, to relax, to focus in this evening for healing, and also hold us in a circle of protection. Okay, so as we do that, whichever way we're centering and grounding the breath through visualization, with working with the plant spirits, as we drop from the head into our heart and center ourselves in a deeper part of ourselves, let's just send that call out to the spirits of the land. This land beneath us, this land that holds us and heals us and guides us. To these winds that have been blowing through, these winds of change that are helping as we clear away the old and helping to lead us forward into the new. And to the spirits of water, to the cleansing waters of the rivers and streams and the sacred wells and the sea, that remind us of that lesson of going with the flow, that energy of flow within us, and with the sea with our depths, as we work with our own depths of potential and possibility. And to those fires, that fire of the sun, first and foremost, the season of summer, as we're in these weeks approaching the summer solstice, that celebration of the sun in its fullness. We honour that fire, and all of those fires within us that are growing to their fullness, those fires of creativity, of passion, of excitement. And as we come together into this space, and as we connect in with the drums tonight, may we also be held and supported by our guides. May all of those unseen guides, healers, teachers and inspirers that work with us and work through us be with us this evening to support us. And to the spirits of our ancestors. And as we call with our ancestors, we honour and acknowledge all of those of our own bloodlines, those ancestors of our family lines that have something to share with us, that have wisdom and strength to share with us, those ancestors of this land, those that have gone before here, and those ancestors of our spiritual heritage, for all of us joining in here this evening, for all of those ancestors that have passed on these ways in such a way that we're able to connect with the sacred this evening. So as we cast this circle on around all of those who are joining across the world, who are joining this evening, this circle we cast right across space, and as well with those who are joining after the event with the recording, all of those that are part of this circle across time. We call to all of the spirits of the north, of the east, of the south and the west, and we ask this spirit to be blessed. We ask this circle to be blessed, and to the earth below and sky above, fill this circle with purest love. Blessed be. So blessed be, Aho, Amen, Ariom, cheers. And what's the last one? Those who've been on workshops or groups or anything with me before will know my favourite one on that list that I've heard shared at kind of the end of prayers or end of talk and stick round, end of sharing. All right. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome all of those people who have joined in since I started the opening for this evening, and let's all join in a circle in unity wherever we are, joining in with our drums, joining in with our open hearts, and connecting in with that intention of unity. I often say every round of drumming is a prayer, and our first one on these evenings is just for us to tap into that more subtle level connection that there is, that where we can't meet in person at the moment, but we can still connect on that heart level through the drums. And boom shakalaka, yeah, well, fantastic. Those who have spotted that in the comment section there, boom shakalaka. All right. Yeah, so grab your drums, and those who are joining in with an open heart, you're keeping rhythm here. Okay, unity as a circle. For unity. Right, so just have that moment just to breathe in that vibration, that energy, that feeling of unity and connection. Really breathe that into yourself, and in breathing it into yourself, you kind of breathe yourself back into your center. Back centered, back grounded, back to you, back all the way into your fingertips and your toes, and holding that connection that we've got here as a group. And to let us know that you're back. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling, or in the chat how you're feeling. If you're on Zoom, a slightly kind of relaxed wave. I was going to go give us a wave, but no, it's kind of for me at the moment. It's a more relaxed wave. And if you're on Facebook, do a thumbs or a heart or something. Or one of the faces. I don't mind. I don't know what it does to the algorithm if you start all putting on lots of angry faces. If it starts going, oh, this is some really controversial stuff going on here. Some people all around doing some drumming together. Yeah, so other people saying feeling chilled, feeling good, feeling tingly. Yeah, that chilled and tingliness, you know, this is kind of why I was saying, if people need to nip out at some points, do take a moment to regather yourself, because that tingly is kind of, is because our awareness is opened up by slipping out of the busy tunnel visioned mind that we normally have through the day, and settling down that little bit more into ourselves, and settling down into kind of a different state of awareness. And so, you know, our feeling those vibrations, feeling that sense of feeling energized from that is is from being in this space here with them. Fantastic. There was a point in that where I kind of, you know, as I say, I'm looking kind of for, I don't know, I'm usually a very visual person, so I was looking for the visual sign of when we were all connected, but there was a sudden point where there was just lots of warmth, where I really felt of everybody connecting. So other people saying tingly, some people saying more connected, others saying feeling more centered, feeling very connected. Fantastic. So kind of people getting much more of a visual experience as well. Others saying feeling energized and clear. Others saying feeling chilled. And that round of drumming at the start there is connecting us in as a circle, connecting us in widely together. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I managed to get it, both of these live and online 10 minutes before the 7. You know, I'm working on kind of getting it kind of more automatic each time, but we've had a little bit of a play around with the Facebook Live one. But thankfully, we're all still going. We're all still kind of up with this. It's usually the Facebook one that maybe kind of blips at points. But as mentioned, those who were on the Facebook Live 2 weeks ago when we did it, apologies that one completely cut out. There seems to have been big works going on in the street in terms of kind of internet connections and cables, and the local, the streets Facebook group, lots of people were talking about other internet issues going on. So I think it was a local thing here going on with it. But thanks those who kind of persevered with Zoom, and those who were able to jump across, and those who carried on drumming at home, knowing that, you know, even if they couldn't see or hear it on the screen, that we were connecting and drumming nonetheless. So yeah, thanks for bearing with us on that one a couple of weeks ago. It's meant that kind of, you know, I've been a little bit behind sending out some information, but those of you who have been on the newsletters will have seen a few things that are kind of updates going on. These drumming circles are happening a couple of times a month now. On the second Tuesday of the month, tonight, and on the last Tuesday of the month. So it's a few weeks before the next one, but it will be on the 30th of June, the next one that we have. There is some information in the newsletter as well about tomorrow on the Sacred Earth Activism Facebook group. We are having an online session tomorrow evening on there, where it will be a kind of a discussion session looking at sacred activism. So I will pop the details for that in the comments section if nobody beats me to it. But we'll be having a discussion on that there tomorrow. And the other news, which I think is in the blurb at the top of this video, is that the first of the Ancient Roots online courses is at the moment going up on the Ancient Roots kind of course pages, which is an introduction to shamanic journeying. So for people who have tried shamanic journeying and had a go at it at time to time, who really want to develop that into a practice, there is a course on there which I'm just uploading. It will be going live on the 20th of this month, which will teach you how to be able to do that confidently and to be able to work with shamanic journeying as a practice confidently. So apologies that it's kind of been a couple of weeks of silence while there's been all of the internet bits and pieces going on, but all of those have gone out on the newsletter, and they'll be on the page as well as updates and information. And yeah, people talking about the minefield of all the technology. Yeah, that's it. Just checking somebody else's comments on here. Amanda asking why I can't see anybody, can usually see people at the top of the screen. Not sure, I haven't done anything specific on this one here. If you hover over the picture, which I would imagine is just me at the moment, at the top of the screen you can switch from speaker view to gallery view, and then you get to see the whole Zoom circle there. I can't see you on my screen now, Amanda. Maybe you still on there, Amanda? Oh, maybe is trying to sort that out at the moment. And what was the other question or comment on there? Somebody else talking about the images in the drum head. Yeah, always really lovely to have that, even with drums that you've been working with for years. When you just come back from a round of drumming and you look at the drum head, even during the round of drumming, there's something that emerges from it that is, you know, however long you've been staring at that drum you've not seen before, and that may be a face, that may be a shape, that may be something symbolic in that. But yeah. Okay, super. Yeah, somebody had suggested logging out and logging back in, so we'll see Amanda again shortly. All right. Our next round of drumming, I really want to kind of focus that in on just a connection for strength for everybody. We and have to acknowledge that kind of, you know, where we've been holding these circles, we've been in the middle of lockdown, we've been there with the pandemic. It's really come online with these circles as a response to what was been going on with the pandemic, and helping and supporting and guiding us through that, so we can kind of connect in with the strengths and the energies that we need through that. And what else is kind of now is happening during this period of time is we have the massive civil rights movement going on, starting in America but spreading all around the world, and there's really something quite powerful happening within that, and it's something that, you know, is all of us is going to be having its impact and its effect. And one of the things that it's really doing on a quite a large scale culturally is challenging us to look at our shadow and face and confront parts of and aspects of our shadow, our collective shadow, that we've for a very long time not been comfortable looking at. And I kind of, you know, I'm very aware on the points of that when I do workshops and when I do groups around the country, that the large majority of people who attend those are white, and I can't see everybody on the screen here, but the majority of people who I can see on the screens are white. And it's something when we're working with facing the shadow that is a real challenge, and it isn't just our own stuff there in the shadow. When we're kind of looking at all of this related to race, there's a lot of this stuff that is inherited ancestral stuff that's been passed on and that we've inherited. And at the moment what is happening culturally is it is us who are being asked to face it and to challenge it and to transform it. And what I'm going to give as the intention for our next round of drumming is that we call to our ancestors, and that we call to those ancestors who have got strength and gifts to give in this, that have got wisdom to give in this, to be able to give their strength, so that in the work that we are doing culturally at this moment, while we confront all of this of our cultural shadow around race and around colonialism, that that work that we do in that does release generations and generations and generations of pain and wounding. And so we're in this round of drumming, we'll call on that strength. There's a lot of discussion about what's going on more widely with it, with protests and a lot of moralising around it. And I don't want to get into the moralising around any of it, but I want to talk about the power in the acts that we've kind of seen recently, related to the toppling of the statue in Bristol, and that then going into the sea. That as a powerful kind of poetic act in itself does in its way kind of release and unlock hundreds of years of pain and wounds. In a small sense, it doesn't mean that everything kind of then is sorted, but I kind of just invite you to kind of look at what's going on more broadly, as not just something to do with us, how we kind of all interact as individuals, but something that is going on a cultural level with regard healing, and a big cultural healing that is going on, and an ancestral healing, and the situation that we've inherited from our ancestors, that we have here, that we're now being called to deal with. Let's invite those ancestors who have got some strength to give for this, who have got something to offer to this, to join us in a round of drumming, so that, just for that energy behind us, in us facing our cultural shadow at the moment. That's a really, really big intent for this round of drumming, a really, really massive one. But as much as you're able to do that at the moment, that's the invitation, that we call to our ancestors for strength, for the cultural healing that we are all a part of at the moment. Okay? All right. So, joining in with the drums, joining in with the heart. Call to the ancestors for strength, for strength and support through this cultural healing that we're all a part of. just connecting with that strength, and do ground yourself as you connect with that strength. Again, just deepening your breath. Breathing yourself back to you fully. Back to your fingertips and your toes. Yeah. Shuffle your feet around on the floor a bit if they're on the floor, or move your hands around. Stretch your body a bit. Just bring yourself back as you connect in with that. Oh, hello, Heidi. And let us know how you're doing, how you're feeling, how that round of drumming was, how you are feeling now after that. I can see movement on the video from people who are back, so there's no need to do waves this time unless you want to. And those who are on Facebook there, just let us know either with a heart or a thumbs that you're back from that. Yeah. Okay, great to see people's reflections from that as they're coming back. People finding some sort of connecting with some clarity, feeling centered, and connecting with the power of that. Yeah, and connecting with the sadness that there is in this as well. A few people talking about that being much more emotional. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. And some people feeling that sadness and that grief of it flow. Some people connecting in with that energy for change. There's kind of a motivation, an energy kind of coming in through there. Others talking about that being quite humbling to focus in on that topic specifically, and focusing on that part of where we are. Yeah. There's a lot of spiritual practice which is about connecting with, centering with ourselves, and disconnecting from the busyness of out there. But this that's going on out there is also connecting in very much with something that's going on in here with all of us. And it's important that we don't kind of engage in what is termed as something like spiritual bypassing, of kind of going, okay, well, we'll just sit with the comfortable stuff, you know. That is entirely necessary, and I do encourage people who've been talking to people over the last few days. It's like if people need a break from some of this intense stuff that's going on, we need to be able to kind of give ourselves a break. But as well, there is a really important part within this, that we face some of the less comfortable, let's just say uncomfortable parts of the healing that needs to be doing, and this is very much where we are at the moment. I'm speaking to a lot of people of over this time of lockdown, of what's been going on an individual level when we have been in this period of lockdown, and all of normal life has changed. It has thrown people very much into a kind of, you know, what's referred to as the dark night of the soul, kind of, you know, people going into that kind of soul searching, questioning. And I really see that happening on kind of on a collective level. On a collective level, it's putting us in that collective dark night of the soul where we are having to look at what is going on in all of those parts of the kind of the cultural shadow where we tend to just look away from and ignore a lot of what's going on. So, you know, I'm reading kind of some of the comments coming in, and I'm not reading them all out. But, you know, I honour all of you for those of you who are looking to connect in with that and who are looking to take that strength and that connection and that groundedness and all of that you're describing there into the coming days and weeks where we continue to confront and examine, and the hope being transform on whatever scale we can, whether that kind of be looking at what we can do individually, what we can be doing with the people that we immediately speak to in terms of friends and family and our wider networks, so that kind of ripples out on all of those levels, that there is all of this strength that we're connecting in with there can also contribute to the collective change, which then goes out to a systemic level. People talking about kind of, you know, us taking us on the step for cultural healing. I really think this is happening. You know, whether or not we are necessarily choosing to take the step as or not. You know, we didn't choose to inherit this is one side of it. None of us who are alive now kind of chose to inherit it. There is something going on that is generations and generations old that is continued to be played out generation after generation, with the same old stories just being told slightly differently. And one of the things in living more consciously, and a big part of a spiritual practice is about that kind of living more consciously, is not sleepwalking through the same old stories again and again and replaying them, and there being the same wounds and traumas being passed around. Is that we face and address and change those stories. And so there's this what's kind of part of the power of this time is this cultural healing is happening, and the more of us that can be aware that that's what's happening and take that strength that we can from these spiritual practices and connecting with spirit in whatever way, and lean into that cultural healing, that collective healing that's going on, the better. And you know, we are going to there is challenge with it. We might kind of be clumsy in things that we might say and do. I kind of am very conscious that, you know, I might be sounding very clumsy in some of the things that I'm saying around this. But whatever steps that we can take, all of us individually and collectively, you know, it's happening, and let's work with it. All right. Okay. All right. So as I say, thank you everybody for joining in with that, and I honour you all for kind of connecting in with that. Oh, how you feeling? How you feeling? Needing to remind myself on the breaths, the grounding breaths. All of those just to help us connect back in and centre and ground. All right, people doing good. Let's also, you know, let's have our healing round again this evening, and don't forget to include ourselves in what we're needing with that at the moment. If there's any other support that we're needing right now, but with the healing round we name any people that we are wanting to send loving strength to. So if there's anybody you wanted to pop their names in the chat, just first names is fine. You know, we don't need to be kind of tagging anybody in the comments or the chat section. But we'll have that healing round, because with all of the things that's going on at the moment, you know, let's remember as well, we are still in the middle of the pandemic. There are still people who are unwell at the moment. There are still people who are in critical conditions. There are still people who are struggling with all of the change that's going on at the moment. So let's pop their names in the chat or in the comment section, so that we can collectively drum for them and send some love and some strength to them. It's in what we call the healing round, and it's not so much kind of, you know, that kind of directive healing. We're sending that energy to them, that love and that strength, with the drums, so that they can take that forward as they need to. You know, they're very much in charge of their own healing and what they do with that energy as they connect in with it, or where they're wanting to take and go forward with their healing. Oh, fantastic. I can see all the names coming on there now for this healing circle, for this healing round. But yeah, we're not being directive with it. We're sending that to them. It's there for their highest good, that they can take as they need to. Heidi did pop in for a moment, but I think she's settled. I know she's looking at me. She's settled down now on the landing. I think now the drumming started, she's relaxed down a little bit. She's not barking at inopportune moments. All right. So if any of those last names that we're putting into this healing circle, this healing round of drumming, let's join in with the drums and with voices, if that feels right, just as we've done on previous ones of this. Let yourself hum, let it become a melody as needed, kind of, you know, it's just let it be intuitive, and just let's build that energy and send that energy, that love and strength, to those who are needing it at the moment. And love to Heidi. She's getting lots of love at the moment. She went out for a dog walk in the woods with her friends today, while I stayed in doing emails and mailing lists. She was out with her friends. Lucky thing. Yeah. So to all those that have been named, let's go for this healing round. All those that have been named, all of those that come to our minds and our hearts, and be honest with yourself. If there is something that you're needing for yourself, allow yourself to receive during this as well. Okay. For love and strength. Once again, just to reconnecting with your breath. Reconnect back in with your body, with your fingertips and your toes, feeling the seat that you're on, stretching, moving as you need to. And as you bring yourself back with your breath, as you reground and recenter yourself with your breath, felt that was quite deep during that. Felt that was quite powerful. Maybe based on what we've been doing already this evening. Maybe on the strength of what's needed kind of within the circle here and with what we've called in. Let us know how you're doing. If you're back on the Facebook one, let us know with all of the bubbles, the thumbs and the hearts. And waves on the Zoom when you're ready. Yeah, cool. Okay, great. I can see everybody there. And let us know in the comment section or in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling there. A number of people kind of commenting that felt very, very powerful for a healing round. Very powerful, pure healing, a good healing vibe. Somebody else is saying, wow, that was powerful. Grounding and relaxing. And if you did find it very powerful and you still feel your part in it, it's kind of good to develop a bit of discipline of bring yourself back. Breathe right into yourself. Really move your fingers. Maybe feel your legs, feel your feet on the floor. Move your body in your chair to really feel where your body touches the chair. Somebody I've done some work with, suggestion is look around the room for something nice to look at. So we're not in that half spaced out space. Look around the room. Focus on something, and if you're going to focus on something, it might as well be something nice to look at. She goes, where's Heidi? Heidi! Oh, she's back out there. Hello. I'm going to look at you, Heidi. She snuck in during that one there. Excellent. All right. Yeah, well, thanks everyone for joining in with that this evening. I'm going to share a chant again this evening, as we often do. And yeah, looking at the time, we'll be able to bring in a bit of drumming with it as well. Just as a kind of reminder, if you're wanting to stay in contact with any bits and kind of get the updates of anything that's going on between now and yeah, for any of the updates, the links for the mailing list are on the Facebook live video. Speech is not working quite so well at the moment. I need to take a few more breaths. Hello. The link for the mailing list is on the Facebook Live blurb at the top. So if you sign up for the mailing lists, it will let you know it will give you a reminder for the dates for the next one. It will give you the links if you're wanting to join us on Zoom, and it will give you the details for the other things that are going on, including the Sacred Activism online groups and the online course for Shamanic Journeying. So all of that's in the blurb except for the Sacred Earth Activism one. So I'll pop that in the comment section on the Facebook bit after this. So that's there. If you are able to and kind of wanting to give a donation as a contribution for this evening, the paypal.me link is on the Facebook blurb at the top. It's paypal.me/Heron Drums, and it's just through PayPal, but it's all just kind of help support at the moment, where I'm not doing these physically in groups, but doing them online, just to just to help keep them going. Okay. And there may have been some questions or comments or anything like that during the session that I wasn't able to get to on Facebook there. I'll have a look at those afterwards and get to them. And as always, if there's anything that you're wanting to kind of to chat more about, you can drop a message on the Facebook page. And if there's anything from this evening that you wanted to chat any more about, we can chat there. Or on Zoom, I tend to kind of hang on for an extra 10 minutes or so, and there's an opportunity there as well. So so finishing on a chant, on a song this evening. The chant that I'd like to share and I'd like you to kind of join in with, either just by listening to or singing along at home or drumming along with, is a chant, Spirits of Peace. Spirits of Peace. There is a word in this that I often get wrong, so I'm going to open out my dots in front of me so I make sure that I'm saying the same thing each time. Otherwise it doesn't help if I'm kind of throwing in different words each time I do it. There we go, that should all balance. Fantastic. Spirits of peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love may reign and war may cease. Mir, mir, oh mir. It's a lovely chant that I learnt from a guy called Adrian Rook. I'm not sure the history back before that of it. I often get people asking specifically where they come from. I don't know if I find out afterwards. I'll pop the details on there. But I know we looked into the meaning of that last line, mir, mir, oh mir, and what we found was that mir is an old Slavic god for peace. And I'll see if I can find more about that and pop that in the comments. But this chant is Spirits of Peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love may reign and war may cease. Mir, mir, oh mir. As always, I'll begin with the chant. I'll bring the drums in. At whatever point you're getting it, whether it's humming along with the tune or picking up some of the words, join in as fully as you can. Right. Spirits of peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love may reign and war may cease. Mir, mir, oh mir. Spirits of peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love may reign and war may cease. Mir, mir, oh mir. Spirits of peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love may reign and war may cease. Mir, mir, oh mir. Spirits of peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love may reign and war may cease. Mir, mir, oh mir. Spirits of peace, to your cause I give my strength, that love And so as we bring this evening circle to a close, to the spirits of peace, to those spirits of our ancestors, to all of those guides, all of those spirit allies, to the strengths and energies of all of the elements, all of those energies that have weaved their magic and their energy in and throughout everything that's been experienced tonight. May we carry that strength into the coming days and weeks and months with everything that's going on. May those that we've sent healing to feel that and feel that love and strength. And as we open this circle, as we release this space, we give thanks to all of those energies that have been with us. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessed be. So yeah, blessed be, amen, aho, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers. And boom shakalaka. And hasta la vista, baby, at the end of the this evening session. Thanks everybody again for joining us. Yeah, good stretches at the end of the evening just to really bring yourself back. Handy thing with the Zoom videos, there's lots of people there reminding me with the whole stretch, okay, stretch. Big breaths, just really make sure you're back here before we get on with the rest of the evening. But yeah, really hope that's been good for you this evening. Been able to connect in and ground and centre. And yeah, in what we've been doing of connecting with what's going on a much bigger scale as well. And I hope the strength and the groundedness and whatever it is that you've needed to connect in with this evening stays with you in the rest of the evening and the days and the weeks and the months. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thanks to all those who joined on the live. I'm just going to cut this one now. Zoom folks, if there's anybody hanging around for a little while, I'll be here for a few more minutes while I just check some of the comments, see if there's anything I need to reply to. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us this evening. Reminder, tomorrow, Sacred Activism talk. I'll post the details in the comment section, and the next of these is on the 30th of the month, and yeah, all the rest of the info will be in the comment section. But thanks very much for joining us.